tell you when you get to enjoy that cold in 10 minutes.
Sure thing, Mark. Thank you. Starting January 1st, some Kentuckians will be forced to decide between their health and their right to bear arms. WDRB's Adi Shaney tells us if you want to use medical marijuana, you'll have to give up your Second Amendment rights.
Buying a firearm starts with this form, but come January 1st, it'll be harder for some Kentuckians to fill it out, at least truthfully.
We cannot transfer you a firearm if you check yes in this box.
The box gun store owner Ryan Kreider refers to asks, are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana? Once the calendar flips to January, medical marijuana is legal in Kentucky, but remains illegal under federal law. This clash leaves Kentuckians caught in the crossfire.
You cannot possess firearms and ammunition and also be a user of marijuana.
ATF Special Agent A.J. Gibbs says the law doesn't just apply to new gun purchases. Current gun owners who get medical marijuana cards face a decision. If a Kentuckian is getting a medical marijuana card, are they expected to give up their guns?
They're not expected to. If they wish to follow federal law and not be in violation of it, then they need to make the decision to divest themselves from those firearms.
Violators face prison time and a fine of up to $250,000. However, ATF says charges will likely only be pursued in connection to another felony offense.
We are not actively seeking and working solely for any investigations involving just the possession of firearms and marijuana because of our finite resources.
Still, it's a decision Kentuckians who want to follow the law will have to face until marijuana is legal federally or an exemption is added to federal gun laws.
I think the federal government in the near future needs to figure out how the Second Amendment and marijuana is going to coexist, because it is already coexisting and it'll just be more prevalent in the future.
For now, to follow the law, Kentuckians will have to decide what matters more, their Second Amendment rights or their health. Adi Shaney, WDRB News.
People, you heard this. This in the state of Kentucky, where marijuana legal comes legal, for medical purposes. You either take it or have your gun rights. If you use medical marijuana, you lose your Second Amendment rights. So they need to change the federal law, people, on marijuana. Let's see.
Rape, sodomy, and several counts of sexual abuse. Moore is accused of sexually abusing a 17-year-old during private basketball lessons between November 2022 and January of 2023. The plea agreement calls for a 7-year prison sentence. Moore will not be eligible for probation, and he must register as a sex offender, complete sex offender treatment, and will be supervised for 5 years after being released from prison. Moore will be formally sentenced on January 22nd. He also has a felony case pending in Oldham County involving the same victim. According to court documents, if he receives additional prison time in that case, he can withdraw his plea in Jefferson County.
Investigators are hoping to find answers in cold cases involving sexual assaults in Louisville. WDRB's Darby Bean tells us how they're relying on DNA decades after some of these crimes, Darby.
Yes, Scott, LMPD says some of these cases date back to the 1970s. Just last week, we learned about new charges in a rape case reported nearly 20 years ago after investigators said
would the statute of limitations be out, people?
In that case, KSP says the suspect is now identified as Robrico English. He's currently serving a prison sentence for robbery and is now charged with kidnapping and rape. Through the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative, a team of LMPD and KSP investigators are digging into other cold cases, hoping each one can one day have answers. LMPD says thousands of sexual assault kits from the years 1975 through 2017 were sent off for testing. While police say more than 1,000 came back without sufficient DNA, there is hope for more testing in the future.
That is supposed to be the next phase.
This is in Louisville, Kentucky,
is that they're going to send off other physical evidence. So, you have your insufficient DNA in 1,400 cases, but that might have physical evidence that we can send off and get viable DNA. So we're not losing hope.
Grant funding in 2021 from the U.S. Department of Justice formed the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative investigative team. In that case from 2005, that suspect, English, was in court today. We're told he's expected back in court in January. Darby Bean, WDRB News.
Darby, thank you. Indiana's Board of Education unanimously approved the final draft of the new high school diploma requirements. The changes include significant updates to the state's previous standards, including the addition of honors and honors plus seals. This comes after department officials presented their second draft of the proposed requirements in August and gathered feedback from the public. The board says the changes will give students more flexibility to personalize their journey, as well as increase access to work-based learning. The new requirements will go into effect beginning with the class of 2029. However, districts can opt into the new requirements starting next school year. Albertsons has given up on its merger with Kroger. This comes a day after it was rejected in 2 courts. The judge issued an injunction blocking the merger, saying it would lessen competition and violate consumer protection laws. Now, Albertsons is suing Kroger, saying it didn't do enough to secure regulatory approval of the $24.6 billion deal. Louisville's SDF Airport is taking steps to ensure safe operations during snowy conditions.
Yeah, WDRB's Molly Jet shows you how the
It looked like it stopped snowing outside. It was snowing, but it stopped.
The baggage claim area of Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, but everyone here is getting ready for winter storm. So I wanted to introduce you to a regional authority airport employee, Natalie Shindoa. How are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that are happening outside of these walls to prep for winter.
So the biggest thing is that our airfield is always open and operational for our airline and cargo partners. Whether you're a passenger flying on a plane or cargo heading to somewhere around the world via UPS Worldport, it's crucial that the airport is always open and operational. The airport has invested nearly $14 million since 2019. We purchased 9 NB multifunction snow equipment removal pieces. They're complete with a 24-foot plow, a 22-foot broom, 400-mile-per-hour air blast system. I mean, 9 of those going down the runways, and one pass can clear the runway in about 25 minutes, which is about half the time of what it used to take us. So we've done some significant investment here at SDF.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. We really appreciate it. And of course, these equipment crews that she is talking about, there's only about 20 of them, and the machines are heated as well, keeping them safe as they prepare for the winter. With photojournalist Brian Manuel, I'm Molly Jett, WDRB News.
Well, students are leaving and staff is not being replaced. This is in Scott County Schools in Indiana. Next, we're breaking down the shortages that district is facing after having a $2 million deficit.
And scientists are studying a spider that has a unique way of catching its prey. Oh, the 8-legged foe that uses its web like a slingshot.
WDRB News is sponsored by Shaheen's Kentucky.
People, it seems like I'm going to have to come up with some money. We went to this JC store, got some chicken, since we can't use our new stove that we got today. Thanks to LG people, they can't do anything until Saturday. We just got it today. They got an LG tech that lives in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Why we have to wait until Saturday? I think LG stove people needs to pay us for our food and gasoline since we can't cook now. I showed you the LG stove. One of you call it the board on the stove won't light up. You can't set the time. The oven won't come on. well, right now it's unplugged because I feel heat coming off of one of the burners. For safety, I unplugged it. That way it won't be a fire. You know, that's one I done for safety. But people, when you buy something new like an ice box, a dishwasher, a washer and dryer, make sure it works before they leave. Because everything they get nowadays is smart, like your smart TV. So make sure you check it out before they leave. You know, he turned the stove on, you know, turned the knobs and the glass got hot. But like I say, it's one of those smart stoves. And in a control board where you set the time and all that wouldn't come on. But why does it take LG.com? Today's Wednesday. They said it'd be Saturday before they can send a technician out. When they got a LG technician in Jeffersonville, Indiana, which is about 15 miles south of me, give or take a little. Why couldn't they fix it today? Or bring another new stove out and put it in. Make sure. Like I said, this stove was either made on the Friday or Monday. Why do I say that? People, I have learned since I'm 70 plus years old that anything that's made on Friday or Monday, they're in a hurry to get off, or they hung over when they come back to work on Monday. So this stove was either made on Friday or Monday. Something ain't working. The burners light up, but the stove won't come on. I call it a control panel. Whatever you call it, it's on the stove. It won't light up. You can't set the time. You can't do anything. I say it's something major, I would say. I'm no stove expert. I look a bunch of YouTube videos on this stove. So they're back in Scott County.
Lost an additional $250,000. At the last school board meeting of the year, the financial picture is still a little cloudy. The board authorized the sale of real estate, which hit the market today, and according to the superintendent, could make a dent in the deficit. How one person was able to overspend more than $4 million has still not been fully explained.
The decisions we're going to make as we get out of the issue is going to be what's good for our kids.
The State Board of Accounts is scheduled to audit the school district's books in the spring. With photojournalist 70 Petty, Richard Essex, WDRB
About
News.
$4 million in the hole.
Through a spider web without seeing it, because then you don't know if the spider's on you.
Yeah.
Well, a new study is focusing on a spider that may shoot its web at you instead.
Just go right at you. Ray spiders.
Yeah.
They're known as slingshot spiders. They pull back their web and launch it at prey. Researchers say the tiny predator lies in wait at the center of its web, then it senses vibrations in the air to perfectly time the launch of its sticky attack. In one clip, you can see the spider doesn't react to a dangled prey until it begins flapping its wings. Then all bets are off, and he's gonna get you.
Oh, crazy.
You can have this spider in your state, people.
Well, we've definitely seen some impacts around our area. Not from the weather, though. Unfortunately, not spider webs catching people either. I mean, that's just nasty.
It is.
That's
I hate
gross.
to see
Yeah.
something like that. But you know what I don't hate to see? Clear roads. You just don't have those everywhere.
I decided to bring you some news where you can see what the news here.
because of
where
that,
I
it's
live.
definitely slowed things down. But police have responded. We don't have
Oh,
a
Louisville,
for that one.
Kentucky
Police are
area.
on the scene, and they are cleaning that up on the collector there for those trying to make it through the Breckenridge Lane exit. Also, Taylorsville Road and I-264 seeing some serious backups way off in the distance, getting all the way to this exit. Not looking pretty there. Let's go to the other side. Poplar Level Road. Big time backups. That tends to happen at this point in the day, of course, for those that are heading westbound.
You might have family that lives in Louisville,
We did have a
Kentucky.
vehicle causing problems on the ramp. That has since cleared, but now the typical issues, I-65 onto the Gene Snyder showing up there. From the Oxmoor Auto Group Traffic Center, I'm Matthew Line, WDRB Traffic.
You know, and thankfully we haven't seen any of those snow bursts yet in Louisville. And I say yet, we've seen some snow showers for sure, but we haven't seen any squalls. There are going to be more for probably, I'm going to say the next 4 hours or so. Very cold by morning behind this system, and weekend rain looks extremely likely at this point. So I'm going to show you where we've got some of these snow bursts. First, it's important to note that our high temperatures reached around 40 today. And as long as the sun is up, we
Not
know
in
the
my
temperatures are
area.
going to be pretty warm. This was in one of those snow squalls. Tiffany Thurston captured this, and you can see when these occur, I mean, they gush snow for about 15 minutes. It would be like, again, during a heavy downpour in a summertime thunderstorm. They're very, very similar in how they function. Another one of these is about to hit Seymour. Be careful. From Seymour through Crothersville, Scottsburg, through Henryville. All of this area of 65 is going to be affected, and these are heavy snow squalls from southeast Livonia through Palmyra along 150.
I'm
And that
closer
extends
to
Jasper.
Scottsburg. You know, I'm between Henryville and Scottsburg.
71. We've got another one of these in the northern part of Oldham County. So let's say near Goshen, that's going to be going along 42. And then we put this into motion, and these intense squalls are probably going to be near and north of 64. But one does have trajectory, at least to affect the northern half of Jefferson County. Notice skies clear past St. Louis, that's tonight, and our southern branch becomes active this weekend, and that's where we get the rain from. So looking outside in Louisville, 38, above freezing. Even if we get one of these snow squalls in Louisville, the most likely scenario is that ground, maybe grassy surfaces, could get a minor accumulation, maybe an elevated surface, but the main roads would likely hold up. This is the view in New Albany right now, not looking at anything out there. Simpsonville right now, not showing any snow showers. And here we are in Seymour awaiting the next one. And so what happened when the squall hit Seymour, roads stayed wet, but you can see the grass immediately turned white as it was absolutely
Seymour is about the 50-mile marker of I-65, in case you all don't know it.
34 Springfield, 34 in Campbellsville. We do have
I'm
breeze out there.
between the 19 and 27, so it's
28
about
in 29 in French Lick.
About
26
30
in
miles
Springfield,
north
Kentucky,
of me.
and 27 in Munfordville. The initial cold front, the secondary push that gets here tomorrow. So is Advanced Track handling the snow showers location well? Not at all. But I think what's more important here, and I say this a lot, if you're using computer model data to pinpoint an exact location, you're using it wrong. That's not what the tool is for. The tool is to paint the picture. And the picture shows snow showers potentially through 8 or 9, and then they leave our area. And what follows is really cold, with wind chills tomorrow morning in southern Indiana. The blue numbers in the single digits. Louisville near 10, E-Town near 12, and 12 in Campbellsville. By 5 tomorrow afternoon, our air temperatures are in the mid-30s. This is going to be one of the colder, if not the coldest, in the next 7. We'll moderate a little bit on Friday. We're not near as cold to start Saturday. And one of the changes would be the data doesn't bring the rain in until now Saturday night into Sunday. A day ago, it showed it around 4. So
Wildcat.
it's conceivable this could be through mid-evening on Saturday when it starts, and then it may last for much of Sunday. So Sunday looks like a poorer day than it looked about 24 hours ago.
Sorry about
Be aware
that.
of the snow showers, snow squalls. Tonight, 50% chance. 25-mile-an-hour winds early will dip to about 10 miles an hour late. Tomorrow afternoon, the high is going to come in at 36. Tomorrow's a dry day. Mix of sun and clouds, and into the extended. For Friday, we're at 51. Be aware of that rain Saturday into Sunday. Showers return Monday into Tuesday, and that front reduces our high to about 45 degrees on Wednesday. So the coldest morning in the next 7 is likely tomorrow morning.
Pretty warm temperatures there for you, Fallon.
Yeah, not that bad.
Yeah. Well, the Louisville Cardinals will be without their starting quarterback in the Sun Bowl. Tyler Shuck calling that audible just hours ago. Next, our Eric Crawford and Rick Bozich break it all down in Sports Page.
And bringing a big dose of joy to Charlie Brown fans, the local home offering up a themed winter wonderland.
Save thousands during the year-end sales event at the Kia store.
People,
Right now, drive home.
I'm gonna go out there and show you the new stove. It came today and doesn't work. It's an LG stove. No, I'm sorry, people. But me doing a bunch of work today before it got here, moving the other stove, cleaning out behind it, mopping it, sweeping it, mopping it, spray poison behind it for any bugs if there's any. So I want to show you that. You get to see Mama Blackie in the house. See if I can see it. It's too dark. You can't see Mama Blackie. Hello, Mama Blackie. See, there's Mama Blackie. Yeah, that's Mama Blackie. Hey, Pauline. There's Mama Blackie, Pauline. She comes in. She got her own cat box. There's John Wayne. See, in here, she don't have to fight her daughters and her grandkids for food. She gets more than the outside cats. She had some fried chicken a while ago. Ain't that right, Mama Blackie? See, that's old Mama Blackie. She goes out every morning. See, here's the new stove. See, this here doesn't work. It won't work. Then the stove won't come on. The LG ThinQ, I guess you call it. It looked like a good stove, people, but it won't work. This won't work at all. The oven won't come on. You can turn this on and these will all light up, but the oven won't come on. So something, they either hooked up wrong or something. I don't know. So, I'm letting you know. You know, it's bad, people. You get a brand new stove and it doesn't work. And there's the racks. I'm trying to put that in. I can't figure, when they deliver this, they should make sure everything worked, but they didn't do it. All they did is got on their cell phone something about But none of this came on here. None of this came on. This is to LG stove people. You got a telephone call from my son, since he's smarter than me. And you said it'd be Saturday, sometime Saturday, before you can fix it. But wait till you get the bill for the gasoline and the food. Because you have, since we can't cook, that means we have to eat out. That's what we have to do because LG stove people screw up. I think LG also makes TVs, nice boxes, dishwasher, and all that. What, John Wayne? Yeah. Can you tell everybody hi, John Wayne? He lost his brother, Tiger, last week. And he lost his good friend, Timothy McGee. Him and Tiger and McGee, they slept together. That's what they do. People, this is cat litter. See, you get that from Tractor Supply. They call it pellets bedding. But to use that, at first, see, this is what the pellets looks like. You put a little cat litter in it, and you sprinkle it in that, and after you get used to it, you don't have to use any cat litter in it. They know that's where they go to the bed. You see, some of it is starting to turn like sawdust. And you can use that in your garden. You get this horse pellets at Tractor Supply. I guess around $5, but it could be more. So this is a 40-pound bag, people. So that's something you can get for your cats. If you got inside cats. Ain't that right, Blackie? Suppose I make a road trip tomorrow. Son has to go to a doctor again. What, Blackie? That's inside Blackie. What? Yeah. That's Wildcat's firstborn. What? You being a good boy? You are. Hi, Nancy. Nancy's a yellow cat. It looks kind of like John Wayne there. So, what? What? You're not getting no candy. I'm not giving you any treats. No, Daddy's not. You hear Blackie? What? See, there's Blackie. There's Kathy. What? Can you tell everybody on YouTube hi, Blackie? Huh? What? Oh my goodness. Hello, Alexi. What? Yeah, I love you. You giving your grandbaby a bath, Margaret? Margaret is named after my mother. And Alex is her firstborn. And Kathy and Nancy is their secondborn. The other brothers has died, in the last 12 months. Ow! See, there's Blackie, inside Blackie. You gotta watch her. She loves jumping up on your back. Ow! Be careful, baby. Hello, Yoakum. Yeah, I got my socks on, got my flip-floppers on. I'm kind of PO'd today. If you see, I went out there and showed you the new kitchen stove by LG. It doesn't work. Well, when they hooked it up, the burners came on, but the control board that I pointed out, it won't light up. You can't set the time. The oven won't come on. LG group of people, well, can't get to it until Saturday. But LG, I got a surprise for you. You have to pay for the gasoline because we have to go out and eat because we can't cook on the stove. I know you got a repairman that lives within 20 miles of me in a town called Jeffersonville, Indiana. Why we have to wait until Saturday before we can eat? People, I'm going to give you some good advice. Maybe you don't like me. That's okay. But God does. When you buy anything new, make sure it works. If you get a washing machine, make sure everything works. Your dryer makes everything work. Let them show you how it works. You get a new ice box, make sure everything works. Got a new stove today, about 2 o'clock. The guy turned up there and turned the knob. The burners lit up, but I thought that was kind of strange because the control board where you set the time, it wouldn't come on. He should have knew there was something wrong with it. Should have knew it. But we have to wait until Saturday. So be wary of these LG stoves or anything LG has. Because it sounds like the way they talk, if they have to wait until Saturday to get a repairman to come 15 to 20 miles out of Jeffersonville, they know it's a problem. They know it's a problem. I even put it on X to let the people on X know about LG stoves. So that's what I'm about, people. Truth and justice. Tell you the truth and justice when you break the law. Nobody's perfect out there, people. I want to give a big shout out to Subway in Scottsburg. Hi, you all at Subway in Scottsburg. The guys and the girls that works at Subway. I get what you call the boss sub. I guess you call it the boss sub. I might go there for supper tomorrow. Sometime, I don't know, after 2 o'clock, somewhere like that. got to take my son to New Albany. People, I need your help. I need some money. I don't have the money because I know it's coming back home when I stop to turn in my driveway, my brake squeaks a little bit. That means I'm going to have to put some front brakes on. I don't have the money. So if you could send me money through my Cash App, PayPal, or my post office box. I need money to fix my brakes. I don't have. I don't know where to go here in Scott County. You know, brakes ain't cheap, people. But usually, brakes give you a sign when they start to go bad. This is the first time I noticed of having any brake problem. I went to, to slow down to turn in my driveway. I heard metal. Usually, brakes gives you some kind of sound. But that's okay. God to help me out. Here's a manual for that range and everything about it. Let's see if I can find, I don't want to speak Spanish. It's supposed to have an air fryer in it. But I have to read it just like my son does. See this? This is the control center. It doesn't work. None of this works here, people. You hit the buttons and nothing comes on. They call it the control panel features. So it doesn't work. I've read it until I'm blue in the face. I have watched YouTube videos to dissect my stove. I've checked the wiring. It's hooked up just like it is in the book. But since it got boards in it, I wouldn't know where to look for it because I'm not a stove technician. That's right. LG, I'm not a technician on stove, but I am, in a way, an electrician. Because I've done that back in the 70s. Business, homes, banks, and stuff like that. I know a little bit. To warehouses, and business, and banks, and bowling alley. I've done the wiring at a bowling alley in Clarksville. It used to be called the Green Tree Skate Land over by the Green Tree Mall, if you all know where that is in Clarksville. Me and my ex-father-in-law. He used to go on the CB radio as Sparky. I think mother-in-law went by Grandma Sam. I guess the ex-wife, Lynn, went by, I think, Texaco Girl or something like that. That'd been over 30-some odd years ago. It was back in the 70s, people. 73. Something like that. But people, I need your help. Help on my stove. If you know somebody at LG, CEO, or somebody like that, I shouldn't have to wait until Saturday to cook. When the tech comes, is he going to bring a new stove with him? Probably not. They don't carry a new stove in the vehicle. And so, see Blackie sitting back there, people. That's inside Blackie, not Mama Blackie. Mama Blackie is sitting in there on the tote. It has the cat food in it. What? There's Kathy. After one of my girlfriends who's passed away a year or so ago. And Nancy, I got to turn around and look. I think she's up by the TV. That's Kathy's sister. But I try to get down and look in the oven. There's something in the oven. Oh man, I'm trying to move my arm to look. I don't know if you call it a sensor or what it is. It looked like a clear, round piece of glass. So I touch it and I said, well, let's see if it unscrews. It's unscrewed, and I screw it back up because I don't know what I'm doing. I thought at first it might be a fuse. But people, if you can help me out, I need to get me some brakes. I don't have the money. That means I'm going to miss some doctor's appointments, and my son's going to miss doctor's appointment. You know. I want to show you that, but I don't know where it is. I know I saw it somewhere, but I couldn't get down on my knees. You know, maybe if I had knee pads on, it would have been better. Well, I can't find it. But I want to thank you. I want to let you know I keep you updated on the stove. I had to show you Mama Blackie was in the house, because I tell you she's in here, and some of you said, well, how I know he might be lying? People, I ain't going to lie to you, because God to get me if I lied to you. So, I had to show you Mama Blackie was in here. See, here's this thing I was talking about right here. Plug in the range or reconnect the power. I don't know what this is here. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna mess with it. Maybe it has something to do with the power. I don't know. So I want to thank you all. This is the owner's manual of this range. All this. But it shows you it's an LG. Right now, I consider that a piece of junk. Today's Wednesday. Got around 1 to 2 o'clock, call them. I said, well, you got to wait until Saturday. But I didn't say when Saturday. So, this is stupid. Be careful of LGs. If I have to wait until Saturday to get that fix or a new one, that means this one must be a lemon. Just like automobiles, you can get some lemons. So I say it's a bad stove. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going back and watch some YouTube videos. Thank you all for watching. If you can help me out, I appreciate it. God bless you all.